Hello, good evening and a warm welcome to the first midweek European Scott Sport of the new season. In tonight's programme we'll have a complete roundup of all the ties involving Scottish clubs, and we have the edited highlights of tonight's European Cup tie at Pittodrie, plus the action from two UEFA Cup games from south of the border. Manchester United against Rabajor from Hungary, and
the Aberdeen team cost only about £200,000 to assemble, but it's worth perhaps 10 times that now. And the team selection shows that Dougie Bell is fit enough to start the match after his bout of flu, but Neil Simpson is on the bench, not reckoned to be strong enough to start the match. And one surprise in the lineup is Willie Faulkner's relegation to the bench, with Ian Angus's extra experience being preferred on the left side of midfield. And that's a vastly experienced East German squad with 5 full internationals, starting with their 6'6" goalkeeper Bodo Rudbolait, who is their captain, and he has 29 caps. Rainer Troppa in defence, played against England at Wembley last week, as did Rainer Ernst, their principal striker, winning his 10th cap last week, and he scored 20 goals to help Dynamo Berlin to the championship in 26 matches last season. Tommy McQueen, the young fullback from Clyde, making his first ever European appearance. The Dynamo Berlin start the match in superb conditions. The pitch is immaculate, the overhead conditions are ideal for football, and a very big enthusiastic crowd inside Pittodrie, welcoming both sides to the field. Still has that special magic, these European occasions here in Aberdeen. And that really was a very interesting team selection from Alex Ferguson, with Ian Angus being introduced on the left side of midfield. He's perhaps not quite so adventurous in attack as Willie Faulkner. And that perhaps is a mark of the respect shown to the East Germans by the Aberdeen management. Neil Cooper. Black playing through the middle, beaten to that one. There's McQueen. Finding Angus. And the cover provided by Treloff, the sweeper, standing in no ceremony. John Hewitt is number 8. And the throw goes to Dynamo Berlin. So John Hewitt joining Eric Black up front. That, of course, a very effective combination, along with Mark McGee, when Aberdeen won the European Cup Winners' Cup in Gothenburg 19 months ago. Bell playing it to start. Opportunity goes a begging. Billy Stark, after just about 1 minute's play, taking this ball from Dougie Bell. It's a perfect shooting chance which Billy Stark would have been expected to score from, and that's a let-off for the East Germans. John Hewitt couldn't reach that ball from Angus. Ernst. Tackled by Angus. Free kick's been given. So Dynamo Berlin have a chance to get men into the box. There's Dougie Bell's header. Good play from Stark. Splendid run from Billy Stark, support in the middle from Black. McKimmy's arriving on the far right. That's for Black. Now Angus. Excellent close control from the young midfield player. Here's Tom McQueen. Taking on Chinjic, heading to the line. Splendid cross, Black is there, there's Stark. And the ball is back off the post. McQueen sending it back in, there's Stark again. Off the line, there's John Hewitt. And Rudbolait stretches to his full 6 feet 6 inches to scramble the ball clear. Well, what a moment inside that Dynamo Berlin box. Aberdeen still coming forward. The East German defence ragged in the extreme. There's Neil Cooper's header in. Eric Black. Straight at Rudbolait. And East Germans know it will take the chance to calm things down. And that tremendous burst of activity sparked off by Tommy McQueen in the left. Playing the ball across, putting the East German defence in all sorts of trouble. Here's Billy Stark with a left foot shot, beating Rudbolait straight back off the post. and still the pressure was on the East German defence. The ball played in again, you'll see from this cross from the left. Stark challenging, there was Eric Black, and it's blocked on the line by Trilov. Then Rudvolite beating it out once again. And shrugged aside by Willie Miller. Black's first time pass, here's Billy Stark. The deflection taking the ball away from Black, and Aberdeen have the corner kick. And this has been a tremendous opening spell for Aberdeen. Billy Stark, so unlucky on 2 occasions, but playing splendidly in midfield. For the Aberdeen supporters offering some vocal help. Scrambled away again by Ernst. Here's Bell. Hewitt. This is for Black. Fine ball across the face of the goal, just too far ahead of Alec McLeish and Billy Stark. But Black causing plenty of problems up front for the East German defence. Chip ball inside from Hewitt. Black came off his marker, swept it across the face of the goal, looking for someone coming in. It was Alec McLeish who was just too remote. Andreas Tom going inside. McLeish coming forward to attack the ball and use Dougie Bell. Well, Aberdeen on paper may have looked to be a 4-4-2 formation, but the way they're pushing men forward from midfield and from the back, it really is an attacking setup. Here's Black. Again looking for Billy Stark. Fine header again. That makes 3 excellent attempts on goal from Billy Stark. A lofted pass inside, finding Stark at the far post, downward header. A sensible ball against the tall goalkeeper. Miller running into trouble. Now this is where Aberdeen could be vulnerable, with so many men committed forward. Ball inside, finding Tom, he's offside. That's a let-off, the goal won't count. But Christian Bax and Andreas Tom getting together, and the Belgian referee did not appreciate that bit of time wasting by the Dynamo striker. A good ball inside nevertheless from Bax. Tom had gone offside, but not by very much, as you'll see from that. Neil Cooper was the man trying to get back on terms. The whistle had gone long before the ball was played into the net. So 25 minutes into the first half, still no scoring. Aberdeen well on top, just looking for that vital break in front of goal. Black's cross, a dangerous one, and a shade too close to goal, although Rudvolite made a meal of that. Eric Black playing it low across the face of the goal, and Rudvolite dropping in the ball. Here's Willie Miller. The tackle from the back by Schulz is penalised. McQueen's cross. Schulz is there to head it out. McLeish now to Stark. That's a good cross. And a perfect header to finish from Eric Black. Well, if anyone deserved to find the net after half an hour of splendid centre-forward play, it was Eric Black. 33 minutes into the first half. It's a great cross from Billy Stark, driving, out-swinging cross, and look at the leap and look at the header from Eric Black. Well, Black gets his 6th goal of the season. He carries on a tremendous European record of goal scoring. Down goes Hewitt and the challenge from Chinjic. The referee insisting on having a word with the Dynamo fullback. He's had his lecture. I'm not sure what language that was conducted in. So Aberdeen's free kick. Angus sliding it in. Black is up again. This time he's beaten by Meck. Neil Cooper, and that deflection could have been dangerous. Rudvolite very happy to see that go behind for the corner. Cross coming in from McQueen. Black going up, beaten this time by Meck, and here's the shot from Cooper, taking a deflection. And once again, width is offered up front for Aberdeen, this time by Hewitt. They've always had one of these front players going wide. Determined play from Hewitt. The shot from Angus! And Woodville defending in his 6'6" frame to keep out Ian Angus. Just look at the power in this shot. Whipping towards the top corner, Woodville at full stretch. And what a goal that would have been. Now Hewitt with the corner. Looking for McLeish. Header back, setting up the shot for Bell. And a splendid controlled volley from Bell. Didn't look for too much power, trying to steer it toward the top corner. Ernst beaten by Hewitt, retrieving his own initial error. 5 minutes of an excellent first half left. The referee having a word again with Valdemar Cinjic, the East German fullback. Ernst sliding it in towards backs, but the decisive challenge came from Stuart McKimmie, and that's allowed Leighton to launch the ball forward again for Aberdeen. Here's Billy Stark on the far side. Tommy McQueen. Ernst trying to cut off his forward runs. Hewitt with the dummy, which I think was involuntary. A bit of a swallow dive it appeared to be, as McLeish challenged. Nevertheless, the free kick's been given. Frank Pastor was the man doing the impression of diving, and it's Cinjic with the free kick. Our Tropper. There's Roda with a good run forward. A very sharp, alert goalkeeping from Jim Leighton. Back now to McQueen. Black under intense pressure. Free kick's been given. It was Valdemar Cinjic once again. Certainly not one to stand in ceremonies, the young fullback. Just signed in a close season for Dynamo. Hewitt. Black again, and it's off the crossbar. Tremendous ability in the air, Eric Black, and no luck at all. Well set up by Hewitt. He does well to get in this cross away from the goalkeeper. Black hanging in the air again, playing it against the balance of the goalkeeper, and off the bar. So the 45 minutes of this excellent first half are up. We're into any time added on by the Belgian referee for stoppages. There's not much of that. There goes the half-time whistle. Aberdeen depart after a tremendous first half display. It hit the woodwork twice with Billy Stark and Eric Black, but it was Black in the 33rd minute with a splendid header who gave them a half-time lead, which certainly doesn't flatter them. The 20,000 or so crowd looking forward, I think, to more of the same as they had in that stirring first half. And here they go again, Aberdeen, with McQueen in the left. Didn't get a hold of his cross, but he had an excellent first half, Tommy McQueen, as did the entire Aberdeen team. Some great football right from the start, playing with urge and style and invention. Now McKimmie again. Willie Miller has stayed up in the right midfield position. Black, the willing worker up front again, coming wide. Willie Miller just beyond Hewitt. Another great sweeping move from Aberdeen with Willie Miller at the heart of it. And John Hewitt only a couple of feet away from getting a shooting chance. Return from Hewitt. Ran out of space rather, but now it's with McLeish. McKimmie again looking for Black to come wide. Tom brought down from the back by McLeish. That's for Christian Bax. Now Rode. Ernst. Blocked by McKimmie. Aberdeen have got all their men back now in defensive positions. They were a little bit stretched initially when this move started. Ernst holding off McKimmie, and that'll be a free kick to Aberdeen. Ernst less than happy about the verdict, but appear to be correct from this angle. Angus playing it back to Miller. Now McKimmie. McQueen. Black with the return pass, which McQueen overran. Tom playing it forward. McLeish is first to the ball, and he's found Hewitt in lots of space. This is a chance for Aberdeen. And the ball played across. Nothing like accurate enough for Eric Black, who was in good position. Mario Meck picking it up very easily indeed in a very promising situation. Goes for nothing. While Aberdeen have played superbly in the match so far, they really must be thinking in terms of another goal if they want to go to Berlin for the return leg with a degree of confidence. Here's Dougie Bell. This is what the Aberdeen supporters like to see from Bell. A long forcing run. Angus switching over to the right side of midfield, linking up with Bell. There's Willie Miller, he has McQueen on the left. Miller, great play, getting rid of Andreas Tom in front of him. Defensive header again from Rode. Pastor. McKimmie to Miller. There's McKimmie again. Now Hewitt leaning back for the shot, but the corner kick will be denied. It's a goal kick in the eyes of the Belgian referee. John Hewitt, you can see leaning well back there, and that certainly does appear to be a goal kick. Rode. Tackle from McKimmie, but there's no question at all that the Dynamo side has settled much better in the second half. They've taken a tighter grip in the middle of the field. Their defence looks a bit tighter too, and Aberdeen finding they're going very tough when they come forward. And Tropper with a tremendous shot. Leighton forced to touch that behind for the corner, but once again East German menace is apparent. And that would have gone in. A great save from Leighton. The man who delivered the shot, Rainer Tropper. Wembley a week ago, Pittodrie tonight. Led in by Bax. Leighton under pressure. Led off the line by McKimmie. The referee ignoring Leighton's appeals for a foul. Here's the corner kick again, taken by Bax. Good vicious swerving ball. Leighton couldn't get to it because of the presence of Pastor. Tom with a shot which was blocked by Miller, and that was a vital tackle by Willie Miller. Tom in the act of shooting. And this match now going through a fascinating phase in which Dynamo have clearly begun to have thoughts of catching a goal, but that was Ian Angus stopped going forward. McQueen with a throw, and this is McLeish. Now the spark of inspiration up front from Aberdeen could be crucial at this stage to snatch a second goal and erode some of the confidence which appears to be growing in the Dynamo ranks. Here's Dougie Bell, a man certainly capable of such inspiration. Every Dynamo player back defending. Cooper making life tough for Ernst. Now with Ian Angus. Ernst with the interception. Billy Stark working the ball well, and Miller's cross is blocked. Some frustration perhaps being felt among the Aberdeen supporters, but it really is a very difficult task indeed to break down the side prepared to pull 11 men back into defence, especially a disciplined, well-organised side with lots of European experience like Dynamo. Willie Miller, kept in play by Angus. There goes Black, and he's done it again! Eric Black with a prodigious leap. Midway through the second half, 22.5 minutes gone. Black gets that crucial second goal. It was Miller's shot, which was sliced well wide. Angus did well to reach the ball. Now look at the way Black beats the 6'6" goalkeeper. The Aberdeen supporters appreciating that effort. The match has restarted. Alec Ferguson pointing to the treatment going on for Eric Black. 4 Aberdeen players up around Eric Black. Well, the treatment would indicate that he may be suffering from cramp, and I certainly wouldn't grudge him that after the effort he's put into this match. Roddy again, encouraged by that effort. Here is Schulz. Whoa, Leighton managed it all right, but that was a very unusual sight. Leighton not happy about it. Ball almost slithering through him. Look at this shot from Schulz. Going down in the ball, through his legs, and fortunately no one there fast enough to cash in. Cooper playing it through, Tuloff coming to meet the ball. Black easing away from Mick. Was he bundled down? That's the question. The referee says no, and that must have been a tight decision. Billy Stark going down as he clashed with Taletsky in the box for the high ball. The Aberdeen supporters not at all happy with the decision, but it's not too often that you get penalty kicks in Europe in such circumstances. Queen's throw. Dougie Bell could use McQueen. Brought down, surely, yes, the free kick's given. The tight control again, inviting that rash challenge from Taletsky. Bell has lasted the pace extremely well. 2 subs forming a wall as McQueen plays it in. Angus switching it wide. Interception from Tom. Here's McKimmie. There's Stark. I think he was trying to play it driven across the face of the goal. It went behind, but Stark certainly has relished his role behind the principal strikers. Well, won by McQueen, a bit unlucky as the ball came off him. In fact, he's got a free kick for a push in the back from Greater. Doug Rugby was a big favourite in that number 3 jersey for Aberdeen, but this young man showing signs that he can replace him adequately. There's Black again! Well, he's certainly goal hungry, all right. That shot much too direct at Rudbalite. There's McQueen's free kick. Came awkwardly off Chinjic. Stark won it with a header. There was Black with a volley. Kept it down well enough, but Rudbalite made it look easy. Kimmy's header showing his confidence, and goalkeeper Leighton who turned it behind. Littletsky making his way for the corner kick. And Aberdeen must be completely vigilant at this stage of the match. An away goal for Dynamo really would be a body blow, which would make the second leg completely treacherous. There is Schulz! And there it goes, the goal which we all dreaded. Laid on his knees. Just 8 minutes of the match left. And here's the goal which turns this match around. Terletsky with the corner kick, right to the far post. Schulz with the downward header. He wasn't picked up. And that puts a completely new complexion on the match.